Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about things you shouldn't do here in Albania as an expat. And the first thing you shouldn't do is avoid learning the language. Now, I'm not saying you need to be fluent, but you at least need to know the basics. It goes a long way with the Albanians. So of course your greetings, your thank yous, saying things taste good, those kind of things. I would learn how to say that in the language. Absolutely. You'll fit in a lot better and you'll put smiles on people's faces even if you butcher the language. Actually, that will really put a smile on their face. Another thing you should not do, and that is compare your home country to here. In other words, like I was saying, in the United States, we would have done this like this, where we sound like we're all superior and trying to be condescending. Nobody cares, so don't do it. Another thing you shouldn't do is if you're invited by an Albanian for coffee, do not say no. It is rude and impolite. I'm finding this out the hard way. If somebody invites you for coffee, you go. And you go and have a coffee and try to stay off your phone if you're meeting somebody for coffee, because when they sit down for coffee, they're serious about it. They're going to have a conversation. You'll get to know each other. It's just this good bonding time. Something that I don't really see a whole lot in the United States, so it is a breath of fresh air to see it in this country, but just don't refuse unless you absolutely have to. Another thing is don't forget cash at home. If you just love using your debit card or credit card, you may get a little irritated here because it's harder to use it. Cash is king here. So don't be somebody who doesn't go to the ATM and get money out thinking I'll just use my card. Yes, you could use it here, but it's just going to be, you're going to find a lot less places that you can use it. Another thing don't do is just don't eat Western food. They have it here by the abundance. Try some of the local Albanian dishes. You'll find out that they are absolutely delicious. I love it. I've tried a lot of their food. It's all amazing, so make sure you do try the food. Don't expect extremely good punctuality. Now, I've got a lot of experience with this one since we're renovating that coffee shop here in Vlora. And that is, some people will show up extremely early and some of them are just extremely late. Very few are right on time. I'm a right on time kind of person. So just know you're going to have to be very flexible when it comes to that. Like today, I was supposed to have a contractor come and meet me. We had talked yesterday. He was supposed to meet me today, Sunday, at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock came and went. 2 o'clock, I messaged him. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought yesterday was Sunday and today was Monday." So those things just happen, so just be ready for it. Now, a lot of things when it comes to bureaucracy does happen relatively fast, except we moved here from Thailand and things happen here a lot faster. But if it is your first time moving overseas, you may find that the bureaucracy, the red tape, the things you need to get done legally may take a little bit longer than what you expect. So don't expect things to go really fast and really efficient. Now, another thing is don't drink the tap water. Now, again, moving here from Thailand, I think the water's great here. I brush my teeth with it. I wash my dishes with it. No problem there. But the Albanians, for the most part, don't drink the tap water, so you shouldn't either. What should you do? Well, something else, like buy bottled water, or you could possibly get a filtration system, which we haven't done yet, but we do plan to get one. Also, don't assume that driving rules are strictly enforced. If you're moving here overseas for the first time in your life, you're going to think that everybody's crazy and have lost their minds here. The driving is a little bit more to get used to, so just keep that in mind. And if you do want to drive here, I wouldn't suggest you just fly here and just start driving. You really need to take a cab, see the roads with somebody else driving, so you could really get a feel for what people are doing around here. Also, like today on Sunday, don't expect a lot of things to be open on Sunday. A lot of businesses close on Sunday. Even if it says on Google, you find a business on Google and it says they're open on Sunday, there's a good chance they may not be. You may get really ticked off at the hours that are posted on their Google business listing. I would say those are more of a guide. I find that 90% of the time the hours on that are not correct. Another thing don't do is don't isolate yourself just to be friends and hang out with only other foreigners here, I would suggest getting to know the Albanians. They're wonderful people. The more you know them, the more you love them. Don't make that mistake that we did when we lived in Thailand. We barely had any Thai friends. After 4 years, all of our friends were expats, and I think that was a huge mistake. And don't miss out on the coffee culture here. We briefly went over it when we said if somebody invites you over for coffee, but coffee's a big deal here. Why do Albanians mostly go for coffee? Well, because it's a cheap way to go out. It gives them a reason to get out of the house and sit and meet with friends, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. And let's say an Albanian is well-to-do, they have a lot of money, they're going to be nice to the other person who may not meet them at a coffee shop because they could just get a espresso, something very cheap. They can sit and talk in a nice environment. It makes perfect sense. I know in the United States, it's always the to-go culture. Everybody wants to get it and go. Or if they hang around, they're usually on their laptop, or you see 2 or 3 people and somebody's always on their phone. Not the case here. Now, another thing not to do is don't expect the customer service to be that of Western standards. It is not going to be Western standards. This is one thing that will get on your nerves over and over again until you get used to it. You can tell I'm one of the ones that had to get used to it. So just have thick skin and get through it. After a while, you'll get so worn down, you won't even notice it anymore. Another thing don't do is if you're a YouTuber like me or you just like taking pictures, is don't just randomly take pictures of Albanians or think they want to be in your video. They could care less about your video. They don't want to be in your video. It's a cultural thing here. A lot of people do not enjoy being photographed or videoed, so just don't do it. Save yourself the heartache. And the last one on our list is don't be surprised at how direct Albanians are. Don't be surprised they go, man, you've been gaining some weight, you look fat. Or, man, you're only 30, you look like you're 40. Something like that. Don't be surprised. Now that can go the other way and go, oh, you're 30, I thought you were 20. My point is they're very direct, so don't let that surprise you. Well, I hope this was helpful. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you feel so inclined, buy us a coffee. We'd really appreciate it. And I'm going to end this by saying thank you in Albanian, which is Faleminderit.